Keputusan yang kedua,
The World Bank has
mengenai
revised
My
down
Travel Pass.
Malaysia's GDP projections
Sebelum ini,
from initial
sesiapa
forecast
sahaja yang kita yang ingin keluar negara
and
mesti
projection
memohon
of
melalui My Travel Pass.
cases for 2020.
What is unemployment? Unemployment is a term referring to individuals who are employable and seeking a job but are unable to find a job. The term unemployment is often misunderstood, as it includes people who are waiting to return to a job after being discharged, yet it does not include individuals who have stopped looking for work in the past few weeks due to various reasons, such as leaving work to pursue higher education, retirement, disability, and personal issues. People who are not actively seeking a job but do want to work are not classified as unemployed. Interestingly, people who have not looked for a job in the past few weeks but have been actively seeking one in the last 12 months are put into a category called the marginally attached to the labor force. Within this category is another category called discouraged workers, which refers to people who have given up looking for a job. Coronavirus disease or /COVID-19 is an infectious disease caused by the SARS-CoV-2 virus. Experience mild to moderate respiratory illness and recover without requiring special treatment. Some will become seriously ill and require medical attention. During pandemic, MCO has been implemented to reduce the cases. At the same time, it affects unemployment in Malaysia and even in other countries.
The COVID-19 pandemic and the accompanying lockdown over the past few years have resulted in the loss of 114 million jobs. The ongoing crisis has disrupted labor markets around the world on a massive scale, with tens of millions of people losing their jobs or seeing their working hours slashed as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. However, why are there so many job losses during COVID-19? Many jobs lost during the COVID-19 pandemic may not be filled when the economy reopens due to the drastically altered employment landscape in the new normal following the pandemic. According to Malaysian Employers Federation President Datuk Dr. Syed Hussein Syed Husman, the shift to remote working, digitalization, and automation is threatening labor demand in industries like hospitality, leisure, food and beverage. Automation and artificial intelligence have been widely implemented by employers to reduce workplace density and respond to peaks in demand in warehouses, grocery stores, call centers, and manufacturing plants. Consequently, delivery, warehousing, and transportation positions are likely to increase as e-commerce and the delivery economy continue to grow. As employers optimize cost and automate jobs to stay competitive, they learn they could operate and do more with less employees. The digital transformation of work and resources will also lead to a change in the way businesses are operated. Digitization and a greater investment in automation and technology will transform the way businesses do business. According to Unbound Research Center Malaysia, Head of Global Development Program and Senior Consulting Fellow, Yi Wang, job replacing automation and artificial intelligence may cause long-term structural unemployment. It will be necessary for workers in the most heavily affected occupations to reinvent and upskill so they can move into new occupations.
Across the United States, millions of workers of all ages suffered job losses in the coronavirus-driven recession, but the economic impact on young workers has been even more intense. Not only have many young people in this country faced the harsh reality of returning to school without in-person classes at their colleges and high schools, the job prospects for those seeking employment have been particularly bleak. Historically, young people are disproportionately disadvantaged in many ways during economic downturns, but this recession has been particularly acute given the sectors of the economy that were hit the hardest. Furthermore, many have been all but blocked from receiving jobless benefits even with meaningful expansions to the employment insurance system. Young workers' already high unemployment rates have jumped much higher. The overall unemployment rate for young workers aged 16 to 24 jumped from 8.4% to 24.4% from spring 2019 to spring 2020, while unemployment for their counterparts ages 25 and older rose from 2.8% to 11.3%. Spring 2020 unemployment rates were even higher for young Black, Hispanic, and Asian America or Pacific Islander workers. 29.6%, 27.5%, and 29.7% respectively. Young workers are more likely to be in jobs impacted by COVID-19. Younger workers have had disproportionate job loss in part because of their concentration in the industries and occupations that were hardest hit. About a quarter of young workers are employed in leisure and hospitality, where employment declined by 41% between February and May 2020.
COVID-19 can be characterized as a pandemic.
COVID-19 impact on unemployment in Malaysia. The rise in new daily cases has resulted in the implementation of Full Movement Control Order (MCO) during the month, whereby only essential economy and services sectors were permitted to operate. The Malaysia Government Movement Control Order, commonly referred to as the MCO or PKP, is a series of national quarantine implemented by the Federal Government of Malaysia in response to the COVID-19 pandemic in the country starting on 18 March 2020. The orders have been commonly referred to in local and international media as lockdowns. MCO measures encompass restrictions on movement, assembly, and international travel, and mandated the closure of business, industry, government, and educational institutions to curb the spread of COVID-19. Labor force survey conducted by the Statistics Department found that employees in the aviation, hospitality, and tourism sectors are the most affected by COVID-19. As the COVID-19 pandemic continues to ravage the economy, the Human Resource Ministry reveals that 99,696 Malaysians have lost their jobs since the implementation of the Movement Control Order (MCO) in March. Another reduction in services sector was in accommodation, food and beverages services, real estate, wholesale and retail trade activity.
So the government has come up with few initiative plans to reduce unemployment during COVID-19. This is because Malaysia unemployment rates have hovered between 3.2 and 3.3% since late last year. And 2 months after Malaysia implemented the MCO, the unemployment rate went up to 5.3% from 5% in April and 3.9% in March. It began gradual downward trend after curbs were gradually relaxed, dropping to 4.9% in June and dipping further to 4.7% in July. So the government has introduced several initiatives and stimulus package since end March to aid citizens, including providing wage subsidized, reskilling and upskilling programs, hiring and training assistance, as well as social protection, including unemployment injury scheme and retirement fund for the economy gig. The government noted with the reopening of childcare centers, schools, universities, and colleges, related activities such as school bus service, canteens, and tuition centers also felt the positive impact. Parents were also able to return to work. Many have also taken the opportunity to travel domestically amid the continued closure of Malaysia's border until December 31st. As such, demand for accommodation, food and beverages, entertainment, and recreational service has risen in tandem, encouraging businesses to retain or even increase job opportunities.